Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are flying the Boeing 777 freighter as Emirates Sky Cargo. This is a IRL real world op flight. Today we're flying from Amsterdam Schiphol down south to Milan, Italy. The main airport, Malpensa, something like that. This is a IRL flight Emirates does do as a stopover, so I'm like, let's do it, why not? Try out this aircraft again. For a while, haven't flown it, and haven't flown as Emirates Sky Cargo. We're just finishing up loading here, as you guys can see, and we'll hop in the flight deck here and prepare everything for our pushback and departure. But thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy this flight, and let's get started in the flight deck here. All right, so we're in the flight deck here. We're just waiting for our cargo to finish up here, and once it's done, then we're ready to go. What we're gonna do here though is go over some things. So if you look at our flight plan down here, very nice departure on out up to flight level 350, and we just continue our way as we fly towards Milan, and then it's ILS approach 35 left. Now the weather is looking pretty awful, so that's the only downside about this, is that outside weather's not really looking the best. So that's like here, it's saying it's VFR conditions, which it is around the airport area. But as we get closer to Milan, I'm pretty sure the weather's a little bit worse. Unless it's just surrounded around the airport or it's near the airport, we'll have bad weather. But otherwise, it will be fine. There should be nothing wrong with the weather. It should be all okay if it's not on the airport. But right now, we'll just make sure everything's good. FMC is all good. Flight 350. We're carrying, I think, about few thousand. How heavy are we today? How heavy are we cargo? So we're carrying about a few thousand. Hell no. 208,000 pounds of cargo, 50,000 pounds of fuel, and it's going to be about an hour and a half flight time from Amsterdam to Milan. So hopefully you guys enjoy. We're just going to wait for the cargo to finish up here, and then we'll start up the APU and get on out of here. Okay, so the Loadmaster just came into the flight deck here and let us know that boarding is complete. So we are going to remove our stairs, but as we do that, we are also going to look up top here and start our APU. So we'll go to on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and start. APU starting, APU gen on, APU bleed on. All that looking good. Now let the APU start up, which to do that we will go to our stats page right here, and it will show our APU right there starting up when it is actually booting up. But we will close our doors. Entry 1 left we can close. Entry cargo hold here is closing slowly, but we'll close our boarding door and then remove the stairs. Alright, so all doors closed and locked. We'll now arm all our boarding doors. There we go. So all doors closed and locked, and our 2 boarding doors are armed. That looks good there. Ground services will go here. Stairs already been put away. We'll go up here. There comes the APU now. You can hear it. APU is up. That's good. Alright, so looking up top, everything looks good. Exterior power can go off. That's good. Everything up top looks good. APU on. We can throw our beacon light on. And we now will remove all our ground equipment in the EFB here. So we'll release ground power. That will disappear. And we will set our parking brake. Remove chocks. Okay. Doors all closed and locked. Boarding doors armed. Ground vehicles are all removed, and ground connections also removed. We are all good there. Here's our flight plan. UAE Emirates 9918 from Amsterdam to Milan with Zurich as our alternate airport. Alright, so everything's looking good here. We're going to request pushback and get on out of here. Alright, so pushback tug is connected. We're going to release the parking brakes.
Release parking brakes. Commence release.
Everything's looking good.
Start at wheel.
Packs off. Engine 1 start. We'll look down here, go to our engines page, watch the engine rise, and we'll start engine 1 here very shortly. There we go, 100, start engine 1. And hear that beautiful sound of the engine spoiling up. Alright, we'll now start engine 2. See that 100 show up, and then we will start it with the fuel valve being introduced. There we go. Engine 2 start. That like vibrating sound, such a cool sound. Parking brake set. We'll let them know that we got a good engine start.
Have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
We'll now look up top here, get our packs on. All that looks good. And engines are beautifully started. That all looks good, so we can also turn the APU off. APU off and APU bleed off. We can actually keep it on. APU off, that looks good. Everything else up top looks good. We are looking all good here. We will go to our stats check. You can see the APU is starting to go down, and then we'll also go to our flight controls.
Stall track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Awesome. We'll give
Left is clear.
one
Right
there.
is clear.
There we go. And left aileron, right aileron, pull down, pull up. We're all looking good there. There's going to be our hand signal. Really nice pushback tug look too. I really like that. It's starting to rain now, it looks like. Hand signal received. We could go flaps 5. 4-hour takeoff. We'll look up top here again. Turn our taxi light on. And release the parking brake and taxi to runway 36 center, which is just slightly to the left here. Release the parking brake. There we go. And we'll give some power and taxi to runway 36 center. It is starting to rain a little bit here, so we'll try and get out of here as fast as possible. Still VFR conditions according to Navigraph, but I don't know how updated it is. But that's fine for now. We'll just continue our taxi to runway 36 center. Okay, we are now approaching the runway here. We're gonna hold short, do some checks. It's starting to really rain now. We'll be on our way here shortly. Here's 36 center. Alright, we'll look up top here and turn our landing lights on. We don't need these, but we want some of these lights to be on. We can see more. Runway turnoffs on, strobe on, wing on. We'll turn all those on. Taxi light can come off. All of that looks good. Alright, up top looks good. We can also engage LNAV and VNAV. Flight directors are on. We'll give some power here and get ready for takeoff. Flaps 5, speed brake RTO in case of a rejected takeoff, which hopefully won't happen. And we'll get ready here. Alright. Enjoy the takeoff, everybody. Yep, takeoff checklist. Alright. Takeoff power set. $80 knots, neutral on the stick. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. We're just going to be hand flying for now. The 777's a very nice plane to hand fly for sure. Very nice plane. And we will now engage autopilot. There we go. Autopilot engage. We're looking good there. Flaps all the way up. Alright, so flaps up 0 degrees, checked. Flaps are up. Auto brakes off. Not speed brake. Auto brakes off. Flaps are up. And gear is up. We are clear for the climb out here out of Amsterdam. Hit our standard pressure mark because we're in Europe, so it's all different there. It's not, what's it called? Which is the one? I think it's not inches now, it's hectopascals in Europe. Alright, so autopilot is engaged, LNAV, VNAV is engaged, auto throttle, everything's looking good, flaps are up. We are on the climb out here, making our way up to 350. Once we're above 10,000, that's when we'll turn our lights off, but as we climb through here, we're going to see some interesting weather. Let's throw the weather radar on, see if that works. We'll go to 40. There's our weather radar working. We're on 40 right now for the view. No bad weather. It's just clouds carrying rain. So, looks good here for the climate. Let's continue our climate here. Once we're above 10,000, we'll do a check to make sure everything looks good there. Let the lights off and then continue on our way up. Alright, we are out of the clouds it looks like, and we are above 10,000 feet. We're going to look up top here again. And you might see that's all green because we have a light on that's like a night vision version of it. Seatbelt sign can go off for our Loadmaster and some other people in the back there, even though it's like 3 seats or 4 seats, so no passengers. Landing lights off. Runway turn-offs off. And wing light off. So wing light off, runway turn-offs off, landing lights off, taxi light off. Everything else looks good. We're clear for the climb out here. Flaps are up, gear is up, autopilot engaged. Not really turbulent it looks here on our climb out of Amsterdam, but everything is looking good here. And we'll continue our climb out up to our cruise altitude of flight level 350. Alright, so we are now coming up to our cruise altitude of flight level 350, 35,000 feet. Everything in the aircraft's looking good. We're continuing on down south to Milan, Italy. Everything's looking good. If we look up top here, everything's looking nice, no problems, so that's always a bonus when you don't have anything wrong. So that's all good. No alarms, no nothing. All that looks good. Look at our flight plan. We'll go to our legs page. We're going to be at 350 for 2 leg pages, and then we go down to flight level 28 and onwards down. So that looks normal. Engine power looks good. Fuel is good. So we're just going to continue cruising here at flight level 350. And yeah, everything's looking good here. I will talk to you guys once we are about to start our top of descent. All right, so we are coming up to our top of descent. There we go. Top of descent's now approaching. And we are now making our descent down to 3,000. I think it might be 4,000. We'll just take a look here. Nope, 3,000 roughly. Yeah. So we're going to be starting our descent here, but I'll show you guys something. I'll turn our weather radar on. And if it wants to show up, let's see what we get. We might have to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, there it is. That's an uh-oh. We have to descend through that. And the whole airport is on it. Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to be some entertainment right there. I have to descend through the storm, and I have to land in the storm. According to Navigraph, it's still VFR. I don't understand that. But we have to descend through the storm and then land in the same storm. But it looks like... Can't tell, but I feel like it might be right on the border. So I think the storm might be just on the border of the airport. So we might be okay, but we'll see. Because right now it's not looking good. But right now we're starting our descent, and we're continuing our descent here on our way down to 3,000 feet for the ILS approach into Milan there. Everything's looking good here, but we'll continue our descent and make our way on down. And then at 10,000 feet, we do some checks, turn the landing lights on, everything, and get ready for the approach and everything into Milan. All right, so as of right now, we are just about to go below 10,000 feet. Weather's looking awful, but we'll fight through it. We're going to turn our landing lights on, though, as we approach here. Our turn-offs and our wing. Up top looks good. Seatbelt sign on, even though there's no one on the aircraft really except the two pilots. Me and the co-pilot. Terrain radar is on right now, but if I switch to our weather radar, just take a look at this. Are you joking me right now? What does pink mean? I know red is like... I'm pretty sure it's depending on weather. So green's rain. I don't know what... to be honest, I might need to do some research again on this stuff because I'm not sure what the weather radar really means. But I got to keep it out because I need to see where I'm going here. We're still using VNav here as we descend, but everything's looking good. We set our auto brakes for level 3. So that's pretty much all good. If we take a look at our tablet, we should be going down 3/4 of the runway, 7,000 feet. So everything's looking good here. We're on profile for the descent. So that pretty much that's all that matters, is that we're on our descent path. We already set our altimeter 1009. We'll change that though. I can't guarantee this is going to be a manual landing because I have no clue why, but on Navigraph it's saying that on Navigraph it's saying Milan Airport, the airport that we're flying to, is still VFR conditions, but then Amsterdam, which is the airport we came from, is IFR. But somehow Milan Airport here is VFR, which doesn't look like VFR. That is not VFR. You can't even see the damn airplane. That is not VFR conditions. This is actually crazy. Oh, we need to bring some drag out. Still got a while until we turn because we're going out and then turning in. Yep, I'm giving the drag for the aircraft to come down to that speed. That's the one thing I like about the speed brake and the PMDG. Oh, we gotta hit our standard pressure there. That's the one thing I really like. Oh, we gotta give more speed brake. We'll just keep the speed brake out. Anyways, what I was saying, the one thing I really like about PMDG 777, Freighter and the 300ER is that the speed brake, you drag it and it automatically goes. On the 737, you have to use your mouse wheel to scroll and it takes forever. Absolutely forever. As we get ready here, everything's looking good. I don't know if there would be any problems here. Altimeter has been set. Weather is still very rainy and gloomy. But I don't know how Navigraph is saying this is VFR. Not even close to VFR. $10,000 meters or greater. All right. And then broken clouds at 5,000. Doesn't look like it. So I have no clue what's happening with Navigraph weather, but hey, whatever. We see. It's not bad, but hey, still a problem. We'll use VNav speed here still because I think it might automatically take down the speed, which is good. We got flaps 1 right now. Speed brake is away. Auto brakes are 3. Everything up top looks good, so we'll just continue with our approach here. Make sure I get the flight recorder ready so then we have a replay set up, because sometimes I always forget. Looks like we're just holding at 2,000 feet here. Sorry, 6,000. And then looks like we're going to continue our descent here, but we're holding because if we descend too early now, we're way too low. And we're still pretty far out from the approach anyways, because we have to do a full-on turnaround here. But the weather is something that's confusing on Navigraph, but for now, let's continue cruising along here. All right, so right now we are turning final here. So we'll be getting ready to hit the approach button and everything when the glide slope shows up and the localizer. But still pretty bad weather. It's not windy. It's kind of windy, but it's not bad wind. We have an 11 knot crosswind. Oh my god. 11 knot crosswind. Yeah, guys, I'm expecting not a good landing because of this. So be prepared, just warning you. But yeah, 11 knot crosswind. Can't stand the weather, so ILS will be a must for this because of all this happening. I'll take control of the speed now, and we're going to bring it down to 200. Actually, no, we'll keep it at 210. Keep it at 210. Keep it at 210 until a certain amount of distance away, and then we'll start bringing the speed down slowly. I've never, ever flown in this type of weather, though, where it's just awful weather here. Never have. All right, we're going to bring the speed down to 190. And we'll bring in flaps 5 here. And the localizer will tune into here very soon. Flaps 5. Localizer will tune into... All right, localizer is alive. We got the localizer on our screen here. We'll get everything else prepared here very soon, though, because we are coming up to the final approach here. Go around altitude will be set at 3,000 for the go around. We'll probably put it to 5,000 just to be safe, but everything else is looking good here. We can arm the speed brake. There we go. Speed brake arm checked. Speed brake armed is on the screen. Auto brakes 3. All of that looks good. So now we just watch for our approach to come up here with the glide slope. And then we'll take control of the aircraft. I'm really hoping we can get a good landing on the replay here, but not the best when it comes to these types of landings. So we'll see how it goes, but it'll be entertaining. It's not really the bad... Yeah, the crosswinds aren't that bad. 7, and it's normally coming on a nose-on angle, so it's going in front, so it's not that bad. And it's under 10 knots, which is nice, but we'll see. We'll be engaging the approach here soon. Just waiting for the glide slope to show up, which should be shortly. And then eventually we'll start reducing speed very slowly. Now, we are playing on real-life weather, so that's why it's going to look like this. Just better realism, more fun as well like that, too. But everything is looking good. Continue our descent here down to 3,000 feet. And our glide slope should come up here very shortly. All right, let's bring our speed down to 180. Zoom in a little bit. Go flaps 15. Glide slope alive. When that gets about here, we'll engage the approach. And our landing speed is 146. So we'll start reducing speed pretty heavily here. We'll go to 160 next coming up. We used VNAV all the way down, which is pretty cool. PMDG aircrafts and the Phoenix aircrafts, their autopilot VNAV is awesome. Works all the time for me. No problems at all from it. We're going to go to 170 now. Start reducing speed pretty much all the way down. Aircraft's ready for landing. We were going to throw the gear down here soon, too. All right, we'll throw the gear down. And arm the approach. There we go. Approach armed. And 160 now. With another notch of flaps there. Oh, hey, gear down. Checked. Auto brakes 3, speed brake armed. We are looking good here. And it's a flaps 30 of 146 knots. We'll go down to that right now. There we go. Flaps full. Alright, flaps full. Happening. Gear down. All green. Speed brake armed. We are looking good here for the landing. Now, there's a 2500 call. Can't see anything below us. Now, because this is like no visibility whatsoever, somehow it's saying it's VFR, which is completely off. But because we have like no visibility whatsoever, it might be a auto land. So stay tuned for that, guys. The landing will probably be very awful because in case we can't see anything by 1,000 feet or by minimums, most likely this is going to be a auto land because of what's going on here. There's our wind speeds changing. Holy shit. Wind just went up to 24. Yeah, this is going to have to be an auto land. This is going to have to be an auto land, guys. Can't see anything. Try and see if we can see. It's a 20 knot crosswind. We'll get ready to take control here just in case, but it's going to be an awful landing because we have a 20 knot crosswind and I can't see anything. Can't see lights. Oh my goodness. Everything comes to light now. Look at that.
1,000.
Autopilot disengage. I have control. We're going to be disengaging the auto throttles here very soon. Oh my god. And light shines. I was very scared that we're going to have to do an auto land. Wind is not the best though. We're going to have to disengage the auto throttles here. Alright, I have control. What the hell? So it's just a blanket of clouds above. Alright, here we go.
200. 100.
Bit floaty.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Center line maintained really well. Reverses green, decel. Very floaty though. Very, very floaty. I almost forgot the replay too, so we floated at the beginning because I forgot the replay. But I got it. We got it recording, so we got the last little bit there. Okay. Welcome to Milan. Flight time hour and a half. We'll take the exit right to our left here. Not a bad landing. What are they going to give us? 165 feet per minute. So, pretty floaty. Maintained center line. And it was a pretty smooth landing. We got negative 165 feet per minute. So, very nice landing. Very smooth landing. But just the touchdown zone wasn't the best there, unfortunately. Now, our gate is going to be to the left. And it's going to be cargo terminal. So, we'll turn left right here, I think, right? Yeah, left right here. And follow this all the way down pretty much to the end. We're going to bring our flaps up though, since now we're clear of all the runway. We can bring our speed brake in too. And then all that looks good. Landing lights off. Taxi light on, strobe off, wing off. All that looks good. We'll also start up the APU. Alright, APU starting up. We'll let that boot up here. And we'll continue taxi. Not sure if I mentioned, but I am using the FlightSim.to freeware for Milan Airport. This is not the Payware. When we departed Amsterdam, that is the FlyTampa Amsterdam Payware Airport. This is the freeware Milan Malpensa Airport, which is a freeware from FlightSim.to. So I'll have a link in the description to the freeware Milan Airport, so you guys can download it for yourselves. It will turn left here. Actually, I can go off so we don't blind anybody here. The Payware Amsterdam from FlyTampa, that is going to be on the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace. So on there or on OrbX as well. So yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace or OrbX is where you can get it. Perfect. Parking brake set. Checked. Parking brake set. And APU is running. Up top looks good. And we can turn off the engines. All right, we'll look up top here, and beacon light can go off. There we go. All up top there looks good. That can go off, and we will set our chocks. And request ground power. There we go. We'll look up top, and we can turn our ground power on. Turn the APU off. All that looks good. Perfect. Up top looks good. APU off, ground power on. And we'll get the aircraft deplaned and get all the cargo off. And there you have it, guys. That is the flight from Amsterdam Schiphol to Milan International with the PMDG Boeing 777 freighter as Emirates Sky Cargo. Flight time was an hour and a half. I actually thought I was going to have to use auto land, but thank God we had all that disappear, or the weather cleared up for like a split second just for me to control and land the airplane. So all of that is good. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight. Stay tuned. If you do enjoy the content, then consider subscribing. Turn that notification bell on so you won't miss a new video. I will be doing more of these type of flight sim videos where it's just pretty much the like important parts or beginning and end. So if you do enjoy that, consider subscribing. Like I said a little bit ago, I was going to put the link in the description. I'll have the link in the description for the Milan freeware airport for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. But for the Amsterdam Schiphol, I'll just put a little note saying Amsterdam Schiphol Payware is for the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace, or it's going to be on OrbX, whatever you guys prefer. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like always, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.